Okay, I'm here to show you how to install a power supply in your computer. And first things you will need to do this are the essentials: a clean workspace, a anti-static mat or wristbands. It's kind of optional. You can find them at Best Buy or pretty much anything for those who don't have them at home. And for those who do, great job. Alright, you'll need a Phillips, magnetic, non-magnetic, it really don't matter, just need Phillips. Mine moves, which is pretty cool. You need something to put your screws in, ice cube tray, or something just to hold the screws in. Okay, now I'm working with an old IBM. It's the old Pentium 4, and I will show you. This is going to be a two-segment video. The first segment will be opening the computer up, disconnecting the power supply, and removing it. Second segment, which is really cool, is putting it back in, reconnecting it all, and third segment, ta-da, finish. Okay, so let's get started. First, what you need to do is open the case, and for those who don't know, the IBM does have a button and a little piece right here. So you press down the button, opens up. Set your door aside to where it won't get out in the way. So that way it still is clean. Second, what you need to do, and I already did this ahead, is disconnect the power supply from everything. But when you disconnect the power supply, be sure that you get it from the motherboard, right there, and all the way in there with 32 pins. And then from like the hard drive and the disk drives and everything. Then be careful not to like bend or break any of the pins and holes. Second, what you do, you take your Phillips screwdriver and you unscrew it very carefully. So my screws are kind of long. So. Ah! See? Organized. The video is kind of explanatory, but you'll get the gist of the whole thing. Okay, now that once your 4 screws are out, what you need to do is carefully remove it, sliding it back and lifting it up. Sometimes your power supply will get caught on a few things. Make sure that it's okay. Empty now. Empty. So this is what the computer looks like with, and this is the power supply that you will need to get. So this concludes segment 1 of the power supply video. Okay, we're back again for segment 2 on the 2-part installing a computer supply, power supply. Okay, last we left off with the empty computer with no power supply. So what you do is you now have your power supply. This is the same one that I originally took out because it's still good. So, alright. And this is also for upgrading, a said power supply. So, what you need is the essentials, your anti-static mat or wristbands, your computer, power supply, the screwdriver, and the screws in the tray. So what you do is you take your power supply and you carefully insert it. Make sure that the holes are lined up perfectly. Blurry. Okay. Now you do have a lot of hanging junk. Now when you're hooking up a power supply, it's pretty self-explanatory. What you do is you just re-hook it onto the pins, but you gotta have it installed first. So. Screw. Gotta have your holes lined up. You don't want to strip it, but you don't want to have it too tight. There's another one in there. There you go. Yeah, sometimes it can be a pain at first, but you'll get it. Now, if you do feel like being lazy and only putting 2 to 3 screws in, you can. It really doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the power supply none. So. Okay. Alright, then after once you have it secured back into your case with the screws, you have to reconnect the essentials. None of them have to be right, but the main ones are the ones that hook up to the motherboard, like the 4-pin connector. There. Goes all the way on to that little guy right there. See? And then your big guy. Now, for most computers nowadays, they have SATA, and it's really easy because it's a lot less clutter. You don't have to deal with all this bull. And trust me, SATA nowadays is perfect. Because between me and you, YouTube, and all the people watching this video, I hate IDEs. I can't stand them. Okay. Now once it's all hooked back up and everything, you're pretty much set to go. And once that's done, you just take your old trusty case, side cover, slide it on, and that would conclude on how to install a power supply into a computer. It's like an old Pentium 4, which is actually feel kind of good. Alright, what you do is you open this by pressing the button and slide it back. You can slide it back and it opens up. Magic! And this is the inner works of the computer. You got your power supply. We'll be replacing that. You can see it's hooked up to multiple different things. So the hard drive, floppy secondary hard drive, and you got your motherboard down there. Awesome. So what you need to do first is carefully unhook all of the pins. What you do is slowly rock them back and forth so they don't bend any pins or wreck. Man, what is y'all doing?